Hi there, today I'm here to teach you about accents, what it is they do and how it is they function. But first off, let's clarify this isn't the type of accent I'm talking about. The type of accent I'm talking about gets placed on a beat and a measure, not in the voice of a person. A measure is one of the structural elements of a piece of music, acting as a framework for the notes, which are then divided by bar lines in accordance with the time signature. Time signatures define what quantity of note values might be placed in a measure, and how they are divided. For instance, a measure in 3/4 can hold 3 quarter notes, whereas a measure in 4/4 can hold 4 before it must be divided by a bar line. Bar lines and beaming allow us to quickly interpret where one group ends and another begins. Bar lines tell you where the total number of beats has been met, when beaming lets one quickly assess where one beat ends and another begins. Both are defined by the time signature. The time signature is also going to strongly influence where the accents are placed. Here's an example in 6/8 of the accents to help express the time signature, while also clearly showing the subdivision of the beat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Notice that the accents are on the 1 and the 4. This is because 6/8 is a duple meter, meaning it consists of 2 beats, and since 6/8 is a compound meter, we divide those beats by thirds rather than by factors of 2. We express the values of the beat as a dotted quarter, or 1.5 times the value of a regular quarter note. The beaming is the clearest indicator of this. One can say from the beaming that the 2 dotted quarter notes are being divided into 3 eighth notes, which are then beamed together in sets of 3. This is done to make it easy to determine the meter of a piece of music. Another way that composers attempt to make a piece of music intuitive is to use accents to help listeners hear the divisions of the beat. Let's try this in 4/4 by placing the accent on the 1, also known as the downbeat. Now we're going to go into types of accents. The first type is dynamic.
Now, while the downbeat can be described as a dynamic because it is louder in volume and or intensity than the notes surrounding it, we'll give another example. Listen to the accents. Can you tell where each beat begins? How about each measure? We should be able to distinguish the starting point of each measure from the starting point of each beat using the extra emphasis placed on the downbeat. The first note in each measure is just typically given more intensity.
But what if we're trying to describe a rise in pitch rather than a rise in energy? Well, we can call this a tonal accent, where the pitch of a note goes up in relevance to the preceding tones. We'll demonstrate now in 3/4.
Now, sometimes you want to create contrast in a piece that is not due to pitch or intensity. One viable option in this situation is what we refer to as the agogic accent, or an accent that comes from a note being longer in duration than the notes preceding it. Listen as we demonstrate. Example is in 9/8. Notice that we chose not to divide the last beat. The full dotted quarter beat supplies an agogic accent against the quicker pace established by the eighth notes.
The last type of accenting we are going to cover is syncopation. Syncopation occurs when the accent is placed on the weaker divisions of a beat, such as on the end of a beat. We will demonstrate now.